Alright vets, listen up. Staring at that VA benefits website, trying to figure out the home loan, GI Bill, healthcare, just feeling completely lost in the sauce? You earned these benefits. You deserve clear answers and a straightforward path to actually use them. Moving from feeling overwhelmed to feeling confident, taking the next step. Because getting this right means securing your home, your education, your future. Getting it wrong means frustration, wasted time, and potentially leaving thousands of your dollars on the table. I'm Blaze, Marine Vet. I've been where you are. I navigated the entire VA gauntlet: home loan, GI Bill, vet tech, VR&E, and VA healthcare. Forget the confusing jargon. In this video, I'm giving you the straight scoop, the hard-won lessons I learned, so you get the real-world intel you need. Alright, first objective, the VA home loan. Now, everyone hypes the zero down payment, and yeah, that's huge. It helped me buy my own place right here in North Carolina. But trust me, that zero down is just the start of the real VA loan gauntlet. So, why should you care about what comes next beyond that zero down? Because here's the BS they don't advertise that can absolutely derail your house hunt. For me, it was the home inspections. When we were closing on our home, we got the basic home inspections needed for VA loan approval. Everything looked good given the age of the house, but I find out the day before going to the field that my wife was pregnant and the AC just so happened to break down. So I was stressed that my pregnant wife would have to bear the summer heat while I was out in the field, also bearing the summer heat. Ignoring these details, just focusing on zero down leads straight to frustration and can waste weeks, even months of your time. Okay, so here's the straight scoop on getting past that crap. For the AC breakdown, what finally worked for me was using the leftover homeowner warranty policy to repair the HVAC, but also saved up money to upgrade the system entirely just last year. Yeah, it may take some extra legwork up front compared to a conventional loan, but locking down your own place, having that stability, and eventually turning it into an investment vehicle for your family, which I'm currently in the process of doing, that's the real win. Getting past the sales hype to actually secure your home. That's worth the effort. You need somewhere to live, use the benefit. Next objective, education and training benefits. We're talking post 9/11 GI Bill, maybe you've heard of vet tech, and the big one for disabled vets, veteran readiness and employment, or VR&E. It definitely feels like alphabet soup trying to figure out which one's right for you, yeah? Well, I've personally used benefits under all three of these different umbrellas, so let's clear the smoke. And you need to care about getting this right. Why? Because picking the wrong path or using one benefit when another could serve you way better can mean burning through valuable entitlement you can't get back. It can waste months, even years, on training that doesn't actually land you the career you want. I remember staring at the options after getting out, totally stuck on whether a traditional degree with the GI Bill was smarter than trying for faster tech training. Nearly jumped into a program that wouldn't have been the best use of my benefits at that time. Right, here's my simple, no BS framework based on what I learned navigating these. First up, post 9/11 GI Bill Chapter 33. This is your workhorse for traditional college degrees, 2-year, 4-year. Good news is it can often be used for non-college stuff too, like apprenticeships or on-the-job training. Key thing, it usually pays tuition directly to the school and gives you a housing allowance. Up next, vet tech. Okay, vet tech is the fast track tech training option. Coding boot camps like the full stack software engineer program I did with Galvanize. They have some for data science, cyber, and for me, it was awesome during the pilot program. It got me job ready skills quickly. I learned how to code. I learned full stack software engineering in JavaScript and using those skills to this day. Here's the critical update though. The original vet tech pilot ended in 2024, but the good news is that it has been reauthorized by law. The catch? They're still spinning up the new version. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified on the latest official word on when new applications will actually open and what the final rules will be. There's even talk the new version might use some GI build time, unlike before. The bottom line, if that kind of focused tech training interests you, especially if you've seen the impact that technology like AI and robotics is having on our economy, subscribe and follow me for updates. But don't assume it's open for applications today. Lastly, VR&E Chapter 31. Listen up, especially if you have a service-connected disability rating, VR&E, Veteran Readiness and Employment, is way more than just school money. It's a career counseling and support program. They help with job placement, technology requirements, even business help for entrepreneurs. Now, let me give you a huge real-world example from my own experience with this. I actually started my degree, Intelligent Systems Engineering, down here at UNCW, using my post-9/11 GI Bill because it took about 6 months for my VR&E application to finally get approved. I was denied the first time, but reapplied and was approved the second time. My original VR&E counselor I spoke to wasn't aware of the entrepreneurship program that's part of the VR&E program. I know, big shocker. And they didn't know you could be a part of VR&E if you already had a college degree like I did. But here's the kicker. Once I was approved for VR&E and made the switch, they retroactively designated those months I'd already attended under the GI Bill as VR&E usage instead. The result? I got my full post-9/11 GI Bill time restored, like I'd never used it. That's a massive benefit people often miss. And VR&E was flexible too. When life threw a curveball, we welcomed another baby, making finishing that engineering degree in person impossible. They worked with me to support my transition to an online program that fit my family situation. Key lesson here. Seriously explore VR&E first if you have a rating. That 6-month wait for approval, at least for me, it was absolutely worth it to potentially save my entire GI Bill entitlement for the future. Don't just default to Chapter 33 because it seems faster initially, and for specific programs like VetTech, always check the current status and the current rules directly on the va.gov website or on my channel before you make any plans around it. That's the key. Knowing which lane, GI Bill, the potential return of VetTech under new rules, or VR&E with its unique advantages makes the most sense for your specific situation and goals. Alright, let's talk about VA healthcare. You hear it alright. Some vets swear by it, others swear at it. Well, I'm enrolled. I use the VA system right here in Wilmington, so here's a reality check from my perspective. Look, why do you even need tips for something that's supposed to be a straightforward benefit? Because, let's be real, appointments can sometimes take forever to get. Navigating the different clinics or getting specialist referrals feels like cracking codes. And yeah, sometimes you definitely feel like just another number. I remember trying to get seen for a chipped tooth that's been bugging me. Now, with a rating at 90%, I don't have access to VA dental care, but as a participant of VR&E, I'm able to be referred to dental by my counselor. I've been going through this process of trying to be seen for my tooth for nearly a year now with no end in sight. It's been a bunch of back and forth with my VR&E counselor and getting kickback from the VA clinic for not having the correct referral or entitlement. It's the type of stuff that makes you want to just throw your hands up and not even bother. Okay, but giving up means potentially missing out on care you've earned and might really need. So here's my straight scoop on how I navigate it to make it work better. Tip number 1, become a My Healthy Vet Power user. Seriously, that premium access. Use the secure messaging feature for non-urgent questions, appointment requests, or follow-ups with your care team. It creates a written record, and honestly, I often get a faster, clearer response than playing phone tag. Plus, refilling prescriptions and checking appointments online is way easier. Tip number 2, Understand community care. Don't assume you're always stuck waiting for a VA appointment. Know the rules for when you might be eligible to see a non-VA doctor in the community, paid for by the VA. If wait times are too long for VA care or they don't offer a specific service you need, ask your VA primary care team directly about a community care referral. Know your options. Tip number 3, know your PACT. That's your patient-aligned care team. Usually your primary doc, nurse, admin staff. Having a consistent team that knows your history makes navigating referrals and getting questions answered much smoother than starting fresh every time. Tip number 4, advocate politely for yourself. If something doesn't feel right, if you're not getting answers, or if a wait time seems excessive, ask questions. Follow up. Use the patient advocate at the facility if you hit a major roadblock. Be persistent, but stay respectful. It goes a long way. Look, it's not always a perfect system. Nobody is claiming that. But by being proactive, really using the tools like My Healthy Vet, understanding your community care options, and speaking up for yourself, you can make it work significantly better. That's the payoff. Taking back some control and actually getting the healthcare benefit to serve your needs. Okay, we've hit the VA loan, the education maze, making healthcare work, but here's the force multiplier, the thing I think most vets totally miss. These benefits aren't separate islands. They're actually designed to work together, to fuel each other. That's the real secret weapon. So, why should you care about thinking of them as a system? Because if you just tackle these benefits one at a time, completely disconnected, you're leaving serious potential and stability on the table. Think about it. How are you supposed to focus and crush a demanding program like that galvanized bootcamp I did with VetTech, or an engineering degree using the GI Bill? If you're constantly stressed about where you're living because you haven't figured out the VA loan, how effective is VR&E's career support if underlying health issues, things VA healthcare can manage, aren't being properly addressed? See how things get shaky if you treat them in isolation? Here's how I saw this stacking working in my own life, right here. First example, getting that VA loan locked down first wasn't just about a house. It gave my family the stable housing foundation we needed here. That stability was crucial for me to be able to fully commit to intense training like that VetTech bootcamp without the constant stress of rent or moving. And the second example, making sure my service-connected conditions were documented and treated through VA healthcare system. That wasn't just about feeling better, it was a key part of getting approved for VR&E. And it was VR&E that then provided that amazing flexibility, supporting my switch to online studies when our family grew and finishing my degree in person wasn't practical anymore. Plus, remember how VR&E restored my GI Bill time? That synergy meant I could start school earlier, knowing I wasn't sacrificing that future GI Bill benefit. It's about seeing the bigger picture and asking, how can benefit A set me up for success with benefit B? Maybe for you, it's securing housing first, then tackling education. Maybe it's getting health managed to make career training through VR&E possible. You start layering them intentionally. The most important power isn't just knowing about one benefit, like housing or education. It's the transformation from feeling overwhelmed and potentially missing out to feeling empowered and secure, knowing they can access the entire ecosystem of support they earned. It's about achieving holistic well-being built upon these foundations of interconnected benefits. So we talked about fighting through the VA home loan gauntlet just to get that roof over your head, right? Getting that stability is huge. But what if that same benefit could do way more? Build wealth, live for free, generate income, starting with your very first property. In this next video right here, I'm diving deep into exactly that, VA loan house hacking. Click it and I'll give you the no BS breakdown on how veterans can strategically use their VA loan as a powerful tool for real estate investment and potentially living mortgage free.